Hey, so I wanted to talk today about the number one mistake, or the number one the number one mistake Christians make when dealing with the subject of meditation. So a lot of times as Christians, we see people are getting into this thing, and there's this fad, or this, now this new thing is out, or this new thing is out, or somebody goes to the East and they, find some teacher or what have you, and excuse me, and they adopt those teachings and they learn it, they send under a guru or whatever, and then and if you hear a lawnmower, it's because somebody's mowing lawn next to me, so I don't have a way to edit that out, but I wanted to jump on real quick and talk about this. But so they'll go east, maybe like a John Lennon, or some of the Beatles or whatever, and they're people like that, or they'll go east and they'll find a guru in India somewhere, or up in the mountains of the Himalayan mountains or whatever, and learn these new techniques, and learn breathing techniques, and learn how to be centered, and and all of those things. And those things are not inherently bad things, obviously. The science has been saying for some years now that doing these types of things are actually very good for health, and very good for vitality. And so these are actual things, so people nowadays are starting to understand, starting to get, okay, wow, I need to get into mindfulness, meditation. I need to get into, some are doing spiritual meditation, some are doing focus meditation, some are doing what's called movement meditation. There's some people that are doing mantra meditation, where they're repeating certain phrases over and over again, and all of that. Some are doing a type of meditation where they're just kind of, moving their body in certain ways and in certain motions, and things of that nature. And so when the typical, my core audience is Christians that are in America, Western Christians, American Christians, who are also professionals. And so as professionals, we deal with a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress. Many of us are middle managers. Many of us are in high stress work environments. I always say the middle managers are kind of like the meat in the sandwich, so to speak. You got the pressure coming up from the bottom, the people that report to you, but you also have the pressure from the top of those who are over you, senior management, executive teams, the CEO, the board of directors, all of that type of stuff, shareholders. So we deal with a lot of that, and so we need a way to decompress. We need a way to feel better, to get healthier. We need a way to make sure. We need a way to just get our mind right, get our mind centered. We need a way to get a lot of that stress out of us. And so we feel like, oh man, like everybody else seems to have. All right, had to pause there because the lawnmower came right next to the door. So we feel like a lot of times as Christian professionals, everyone else seems to have these tools and techniques and all of these things that they use to de-stress, to decompress, to feel better, to restore health and vitality, to relieve anxiety, relieve depression, things of that nature. And so we feel like sometimes, well, man, wait, maybe I have to kind of adopt these things, and many of which, and most of them are not, like I said, these are not inherently bad things, but I have to adopt something, or adopt certain modes of thought, adopt certain practices. Sorry about that, he came again. I have to adopt certain practices, certain modes of thought that are perhaps, outside of my faith tradition in order to take advantage of these things. And so this, I think, is the number one misconception that Christians have about meditation. Why do I say that? Because the Christian faith has its own meditative methodology that we can use. And so it has been thoroughly vetted by Christian councils from years past. It has been vetted by councils and synods of various churches coming together and saying, hey, is this a good thing to have? Is this a good thing for people to do? And so you have basically, there was a time where Christianity had kind of crystallized into as being embedded as part of or inside of what's called the Byzantine Empire or the Roman Empire or whatever. And so there were people who said, you know what, in order to escape the corruption that comes with that, wasn't totally 100% corrupted. There were people that were like St. John Chrysostom and people of that nature that he was stop for a moment. He was the Archbishop of Constantinople. So people like him were prophetic voices in the midst of the empire who tried to challenge things, and he got exiled several times for it because of that. He challenged people about taking care of the poor, about their avarice, about their not showing up for church, things of that nature. So it wasn't totally 100% corrupt, but it was corrupt in many ways. And so you have people that because of this, they go out into the deserts, in the North African, Egyptian deserts, go out into the deserts of the Middle East, different places like that. And so they begin to use this prayer called the Jesus Prayer. And so the Jesus Prayer is, as we've said in other videos, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. And they would do this with breath. Well, there were some that didn't like that. There were some that felt like, all you're doing is just, there was a joke they used to write back in the day. All you're doing is just working out your lungs, or you're just wearing out your lungs. All you're doing is just, because you're saying this prayer. It was called hesychastic prayer, with breaths. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, and you breathe out, have mercy on me, a sinner. They might do it with prostrations. They might do it with making the sign of the cross. So you have body movements there. You have prostrations, which is a body movement. You're getting the body involved. You're getting your mind involved. You're getting your heart involved. Wait for it to move again. There we go. You're getting all of these things, these different elements of yourself involved, and so your mind is descending into your heart, and the heart is being renewed. The mind is being renewed, but at the same time, in a psychosomatic way. You are also using the breaths and the chanting of, this is not a mantra, but this is a prayer, where they would kind of sing it. You are also allowing the body to slow down. He is really cutting this grass today. But you're getting the body to slow down. You're getting the body by using these slow breaths. It is causing the body to the heart rate rather to slow down. It's causing the heart rate in the mind and all of these things to slow down. And so this prayer is almost as old as the faith itself, the Christian faith itself. But so many Christian professionals, many Christians in the United States, many Christians in the West don't know about this prayer, and so they begin to adopt tactics and techniques that might be, not all of them, but some of them might not be rooted in their faith. And so they try to take these, and maybe sometimes they might change them up a little bit, or you might change the words, or things of that nature. And that you can debate that later. But what I want to say is that we want to. I think that it's a good thing for us to piggyback on and to actualize into our lives something that is inherently embedded in our faith. Maybe you might change the words of that prayer. This is the prayer that they use. This is back in the 300s, the 400s, AD. You might pick a psalm or something and use that as your prayer, whatever the case may be. Some people do that. But that being said, Christianity has a tradition of meditative type prayers that is what's the word, indigenous to our faith. It's been there for 1,700 years, 1,700 years. So these are things that are embedded in our faith, along with community, along with love, along with having a community of encouragement, along with other prayers, along with partaking of the Eucharist and the sacraments and receiving absolution, holy unction, along with all of those other things. We have this prayer that people went out into the deserts and lived and found great benefit from it and found great spiritual nourishment from it, that we might as well just take advantage of. And so there are many of us who are Christian professionals who are dealing with a lot of stress. You're trying to balance, have a work-life balance as much as your job tells you when you first work there. Oh yeah, we definitely value, we have a work-life balance. Most of the time, it's not true. It's just it's ad copy, just to get you to take the job. Most of the time, they don't value work-life. There are some that do, but most of the time, it's just not an actual reality. Because when your child gets sick one too many times, after a while, they start looking at you sideways. It's just the reality. It's just a fact of the nature of business, of the beast. A nature of the beast of business, right? So that being said, so that's the number one thing I think that Western American Christian professionals or professional Christians get wrong about the faith. You don't have to leave your faith. You don't have to adopt practices from another faith in order to practice meditation. You can use hesychastic prayer. You can use these ancient prayers from people who, from 300 AD all the way up to now, Albert Anthony and all of those people, all the way up to now. You can use this prayer. There are people that still pray these prayers in the African deserts and on Mount Athos in Greece, in various monasteries around the world, who are Christians, who pray this prayer all day long throughout their day, and they find great peace and benefit and all of that from this prayer. So I highly recommend this prayer to you. You don't have to go and leave your faith. You don't have to go and do things that you like, I don't really know or understand, what this is or what they're saying, or what I might be inviting into my life. Now, if that's something you want to do, that's on you and that's between you and God. But I'm specifically talking to professional Christians here. Try out hesychastic prayer. That word is spelled HESYCHA STIC, hesychastic prayer. Try that out. We do have where we do guided hesychastic prayer on our channel. We do have a playlist for that. So if you want to check out how to do it and pray with us, check out that playlist on our channel. So with that said, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.